Shabbat Shalom. This week's parasha, Parashat Vayigash, Yaakov Nigash, approaching, and our sage is saying he's approaching with strength and power and force to Yosef to give everything in order to bring Binyamin home. So this is the beginning of the parasha, and of course we all know how the story continues. Yosef revealing himself to his brothers and bringing Yaakov from the land of Israel to Egypt, and then start the journey of the Jewish nation living in Egypt till the redemption came with Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe. When we think about characters in the Torah and even in the Bible in general, Yosef is one of the most biggest people in life journey, in life stories, in life trauma that he must have had. His mother passed away when he was a child, small child. It was not liked by his brothers. In the age of 17, they threw him to the pit, and then they sold him. And he coming as a servant, as a slave to Egypt. He's working in the house of minister, and from there, for no good reason, he was sent to prison, to 10 years in prison. In those 10 years, he didn't have any hope, as he describing it. I'm a foreign slave in the prison, meaning he's the lowest of the lowest in the chain in Egypt. From there, he becoming the second to the king. But even though his life was very, very difficult, not many people in the Bible described they have this life journey. Every step of the way, we find that he is happy, that he's the man with a plan, a man with a lot, tremendous of success, of luck, of good intentions, a clever person, and always strong. Meaning, for example, first of all, in the prison, that he going up in the prison, he himself sitting in prison, and he see two ministers that their faces is not well, and he asking them, why are your faces like this? It means that in prison he saw the faces of others, and he telling them, why are you sad? Cheer up. Or when he's revealing himself to his brothers, the first thing he's telling them, don't be afraid, everything okay. And then he giving them the livelihood, and he giving the livelihood to all the family. He, of course, immediately forgive them. Every place of the way, every step, he have success, and he have luck, and he have wisdom. This person is very strong in his character. Not only that, instead of living by trauma, close-hearted, sad, his heart is open. He's forgiving. He's emotional about his father. He's emotional about his brothers. Yosef crying many times when he see his brothers. He getting excited. He getting emotion. He is very emotionally open. His life is not cold-hearted. Actually, his life is very, very developed emotionally also. Even though the horrors that he suffered from the beginning, from his childhood, to be a slave and to be in prison. This person is very much alive. So it's very interesting to see how life did not turn itself to close and broken. They actually made him strong and open hearted. When Yosef revealing himself to his brothers, he's telling them, of course, first of all, he's trying to comfort them that they will not be afraid. Those brothers that sold him and threw him to the pit and told the father that he passed away. After that, he's saying something that from this word that he expressing few times, we can understand Yosef's view on the whole situation. Yosef telling them, it was not you that brought me to prison, to Egypt. It was God. It was all designed by God. God, He brought me here in order that I will give life to Egypt and to the whole world, because you're already 2 years into the hunger years that Pharaoh saw in his dreams. And God gave me the power, and now you can come here and I will give you food and drinks. It was all designed by God. But Yosef telling this story and telling this message to his brothers, and he emphasized one word few times. You did not send me here. I was sent by God. And he's saying it 3 times. The word send. And actually, it's very interesting. Yosef was not sent by his brothers. Yosef was sold, was thrown. He was expelled. He was not sent. No one sent him. He told his brothers, you didn't send me, God sent me. And He sent me here in order that I will give life to the world. Food. So Yosef looking on the whole situation as a send. I'm a messenger. Someone sent me here. What's the difference? If you would say, you did not through me. You did not sold me. You didn't sold me means that I had no choice. If you would throw me from my home, it was not about me. It was not about my abilities. It was not about my place in it, my opinion. You just did it. You did not just did it, God did it. No. Yosef looking on the whole situation in a different. When I am a messenger of you or God, it means that you evaluate my abilities, my powers. You know who am I. And then you sending me to be your messengers to execute this and that mission. So Yosef looking on this whole situation as a messenger. You did not send me here, God sent me here. And the reason that He sent me here, you see for yourself that I giving livelihood to all Egypt. From the beginning, he always looked upon himself as a messenger. That's the point that Yosef emphasizing to his brothers. I am not messenger of you, I'm messenger of God, and God had a master plan. It's not only about the trust in God, it's also about the view on my place in the situation. My place in the situation is not as what God will do with me, He will do. He can throw me here, like He can throw me there. It's all part of the big plan. This is one level. Yosef emphasizing a bit deeper level. It's not about only where that God is controlling everything. It's also about my place in it. God controlling everything. And that's why giving me the opportunity to execute my powers, my abilities. And God evaluate my talent, my power, my forces, or my abilities. And he chose for me the place that I can be his messenger. So he sent me to this place. So God sent Yosef to the greatest country in the world in that time, the most powerful country, to be the most powerful person there, because that was Yosef's abilities, Yosef's talent and powers. But God also sent each and every person to this and that direction. Why? Not because He's controlling everything and we just need to trust God. It's also more about evaluate your abilities and your place in this mission. I am here, it means that I have the abilities to work here, to do my mission here. And that's how Yosef looked about this situation. If we go a bit deeper, we can see something very interesting. Yosef had 2 children in Egypt. He had a wife and 2 children. Those 2 children eventually become part of the 12th tribe. His father taking 2 of his grandsons and considering them as part of his sons, the 2 children of Yosef. So the tribe of Yosef was divided to 2. 2 tribes, Menashe and Ephraim. And we all know the story that we will read next week, how Yaakov blessing his 2 grandchildren and is doing like this in his hands, putting his right hand on Ephraim and the left hand on Menashe. When Yosef giving them their names, he explaining the names. Menashe is from the word Nashani, meaning that I was stooked. I not belong here. I'm not belong to my place right here. But the other son, second son, is Ephraim, meaning livelihood, that I'm alive, I'm successful. Those are opposite names. Now, as we said in general, Yosef always looked upon his place and knew that the reason that I am here in this place is because I am a messenger, I have a mission, I have the powers to do the mission. I didn't just fall here. God sent me here because He evaluated my abilities and my powers and my mission. Now, if we go a bit deeper to the character of Yosef, Yosef had both feelings. One feeling was that I'm not belong here. I'm not belong here. I belong in my father's home to study with my father, to be with my family. The second feeling that Yosef had is, I am successful here. This is my job. This is my work, to be successful here. So even when a person feeling like Yosef that he is a messenger, you can look deeper to his heart, and a messenger need to feel that he is not only successful here, he's also a messenger of the someone that sent him. So Yosef felt that his true home, his home, is by his righteous father and grandfather, Yitzchak and Yaakov. His home is in the land of Israel, in Beersheba. Study with his father. This is his home, because he is a Jew. But God put me here, so I executing the mission that God gave me. I'm fulfilling it. I'm fulfilling my mission successfully with full heart, because this is the reason that God put me here. But always He kept the feeling that I am not truly belong here. This is my place because this is the mission that God sent me to. But before that, I also always feeling that I am connected to my father. Because if the messenger suddenly got settled in his place of of a mission. For example, Yosef in Egypt. So he will already be an Egyptian. You always need to remember that he, he is in a mission. The same thing in our lives. We can look about everything as a mission. My job is a mission. And mission means that God sent me here because I have a power to do something, to execute something, a special talent that I have, and that's why I'm in that place and meeting this and those people, and be an example of good Jew, and to be a good messenger of God. This is the evaluation that God gave me, and that's why I'm here. And if I am feeling that it's more difficult, it means that I have more unrevealed forces that I can reveal. That's the reason that I'm there. But if I forget about that and I think this job, this neighborhood, this life, this is my mission, this is my life. You getting disconnected from the person, God, that sent you to this mission. You can forget. You can forget that you have a mission, that you have powers. And that's why Yosef deeper inside have two powers. But those two powers giving him the power to continue with his mission and to successfully become second to the king and be the leader of the Jewish nation and the king to his tribes and to all Egypt. Shabbat Shalom, that we will remember that we are messengers. God know our powers, know our talented, gave us those talented to use them and to successfully fulfill his mission, and to always remember that our home is the land of Israel, our home is with our family, and this will give us the power to successfully do our mission in the world. Shabbat Shalom.